everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Jessie. So today I will be depotting some of my makeup, and if you guys want to know where I got my empty palettes and how I do it, just go ahead and keep on watching. Of course, first I'm going to show you guys where I get my empty palette. So this is from Profusion. This is their concealer palette. I suggest that you guys go to Ross, Burlington, TJ Maxx, and go to the cosmetic center, and you can see some affordable cosmetics there. All you have to do is get their product out. I didn't even put any effort on that. I just found out that this is made out of plastic and it's not even sticked at the bottom. So just remove that part and voila, you get an empty palette. So this is just $5. Make sure that you check out the clearance section where they have like makeup that is all crushed up and anything like that. You can just get that one instead. So instead of buying a new one, but even if you're just buying a new one, it's still very cheap. So again, this is the Profusion concealer palette, and yeah, it looks like that. And of course, the bottom is not magnetic, so I went to Walmart and bought these adhesive magnetic sheets. This is less than $2 and you will be getting 2 sheets, which is amazing. So this is what it looks like. I'm just showing you what it looks like up close and how well the magnet performs. So it is pretty decent, but do not expect that it can hold keys or anything like that. It can only hold light things. I've tried it on brushes, but it did not work. I was about to do kind of like a magnetic frame and put some of my brushes there like what I have seen before, but this is not something for that one. You need a better magnet for that. You could also go to Joann's because I've seen that they have this needle box that is color pink. Actually, that's transparent pink, and the bottom is already magnetized, which is amazing, and that's a cheaper alternative just in case you don't want any work. But for me, I wanted to do this because I enjoy doing it. I will be putting the link down below just in case you guys are interested with that one instead of the one that I'm going to show you. But today, I will be using this MAC empty palette. Guys, this is just $8. I mean, it looks so professional. Is the reason why I decided to use this one instead of the first one that I have shown you. But of course, I'm going to use that as well, but I'm planning to buy some really nice something to decorate that first palette that I've shown you before I use that. So the bottom of this one is actually magnetized already, but it's not sticking to the pans of my eyeshadows just so because it doesn't have any magnet as well. If you are going to buy single eyeshadows from MAC, they come along with a magnet at the bottom. So that is actually perfect. That really goes along perfectly fine with this palette. You could also buy some inserts from MAC as well, which is just, I think that was just $1 or $2. There are like 3 types of inserts that you can buy for eyeshadows and for creams, where you can put your lipsticks or your concealer or your foundation creams. So I basically wanted to save some time and effort. That's why I'm just measuring this whole sheet, and I just decided to just put one whole sheet at the bottom of this palette. So that way I can just stick the pans. But if you want to save more magnet, all you have to do is just cut some strips, put it under the palette, and then just stick it directly to this pan. So this is the makeup that I'm going to be depotting today. This is the Smashbox Masterclass palette. My mom gave this to me, and you know, I was the happiest girl in the world when she gave this to me. I find it very beautiful. All of the colors I love, including the contour palettes and the blush, are just my type. So I'm forever in love with Smashbox. I love their products so much. But I think the packaging of this one is really heavy for me, and it really gives me a hard time. But every time I have a gig, this is my #1 go-to palette because it has everything in it. I mean, look at it. These are the tools that I'm going to be using today. I have this tweezer from Ardell. This is from their individual eyelashes that I have reviewed before. So these sharp tips will help me poke and get the eyeshadow palettes. And I also have this spatula to help the palettes to be pushed through. I have this tool since 2012 and I've overused this tool. Like, this is a very multitasking tool. So if you see it crack like in the middle of the process while you are poking it, I suggest that you do not force the situation, because you will just end up having a broken eyeshadow. And I really do not like it when I'm fixing a broken eyeshadow or any powder, because some people, I don't know if you're already familiar with that, on how to fix a broken eyeshadow or broken bronzer or anything. They put alcohol, they press it, and you leave it dry overnight. And some people would say that there is no change with the product, but for me, I strongly believe that there is, because every time I do that, all of the glitters are going down at the very bottom of the pan, so it makes the eyeshadow or the bronzer very, very different. That's why I really do not like that. I would rather crush everything, put it in a small pot, and then use it. I really don't like it when I'm doing that alcohol process. So again, if you are in the process of depotting, if you have bent the palette or in anything like that, if you see a crack on the shadow, do not force the situation. What I suggest is that you heat the bottom instead, and instead of using a candle or direct fire under the palette to melt the plastic in, I suggest that you use a curling iron or a flat iron instead to melt the bottom of the pan, and then just, try to tilt the pan up, and that one will work too. So with that way, you can prevent yourself from burning your hands, your fingers. In my opinion, you don't need to actually melt the packaging at the bottom of whatever you're trying to get. All you have to do is give enough heat at the bottom so that the tackiness or the glue will melt. So you can just try to poke it. After 10 seconds, you can try to poke it out and see. So I'm not going to really do this to all of my eyeshadow palettes. So what I did is just I took the exact measurement of the palette, and I'm not going to peel this off because I don't want to damage the palette. I'm just going to put that directly just like that, and directly put the eyeshadows. So you can do this to make your life easier. You don't need to put another magnet at the bottom of the eyeshadows. I just did that to some of it just because I'm going to transfer them from another palette in the future. So here I have separated the matte ones by color, and I've also separated the ones that are metallic and pastel because I want it that way. Since these eyeshadows are not even sold individually, I just decided to not label them anymore. But if you have a specific product that you really, really like, for example, a shade of the face powder, or this single eyeshadow really has a name that you really, really love, I suggest that you write that down at the back of each palette so that you can remember. Some people I've seen, they actually mark the names at the back of the palette, but I really don't like that because for me, it just destroys the neatness of the empty palette. I don't know, that's just me. But some makeup artists, especially if they are working for New York Fashion Week or anything like that, they really do put the names at the back because they don't have any time to flip the eyeshadow. Because most of the time they have this certain look that they need to recreate to each model or something like that. So it makes their life easy. So these are the other products that I will put on the empty palette as well. I got my NYX HD Finishing Powder, which is that one. And I also have this L'Oreal Cocoa C8, the super blendable, and also this one with, I think this is nude beige or anything like that, but it's a beige powder color. So this is from Maybelline. That's a blush. I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love orange blushes. So all of those 4 squares on the side, those are from the Masterclass palette. And the one that is already hitting in the pan is from the e.l.f. contouring palette. Make sure before you depot the shit out of everything that you have, make sure that you measure them so that you won't cry at the end of the day. So this is the finished outcome of my project, and these are the square ones are obviously from the Masterclass palette from Smashbox. And look at that, I feel so satisfied. These 4 eyeshadows are actually from the world famous Neutrals. Though as you can see, it has like a large packaging, so I just decided to put them there as well because, I love these eyeshadows. And I've also taken these 2 brow powders, and that is from The Body Shop. It also has a large packaging. Better put that there because there's still space, so I can just use this packaging for some jewelry or some whatever. So these two eyeshadows, I can just put this together with the other eyeshadow primers that I have that is also included in the world famous neutrals kit. So that's it. That is the first palette. I am completely satisfied and happy. I have saved so much space. So this is what my second palette looks like. I just decided to remove the one that's hitting the pan already. And then I just added two eyeshadows that I really love from Profusion. So these are the aftermath packaging. Look at that. That is a lot. I feel so happy because I'm saving so much space. And I'm planning to like depot everything that I have just because it looks so neat. I have so many good memories with this Smashbox Masterclass palette, but you know, I just really had to let go because it's just really heavy. I mean, look at all of these, right? Be saving so much space. And you know what? I'm just going to recycle these and I'll probably get some money with that as well. So I have saved space and I'm getting money, and look at that. It's just so beautiful, very handy. This is really great for traveling and for professional use, and not to mention that when you just buy something that is refillable, you are saving money as well, but it tends to get cheaper when you just buy a single eyeshadow or anything that is just for refilling. So many great benefits, and I have enjoyed doing this project. So that sums it up for today, guys. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you are still not part of the Sassy family, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe. I upload Mondays to Fridays, and I will see you guys on my next video, which is tomorrow. Bye!